Okay, guys, it's me again, Raven, or Roberta, whichever you prefer. Question of the day is, do women who have been molested or raped as little girls make better prostitutes later down the line? I have been doing a little research, because that's what I do. I seek knowledge for myself. I asked 10 women in this area, which is on summer, have they ever been sexually molested or raped, in their adolescent or in their childhood? And 8 out of the 10 said yes. I went to the Hollywood area and asked the same question, just 10 women. It was 6 out of the 10 said yes. I asked a couple of people over the phone. I only asked 3 people over the phone out in East Memphis that I know out in East Memphis. The same question, and all 3 of them said they were sexually assaulted as a child, or raped as a teenager. One girl had, been raped by 4 guys at school, in high school, and I found that really perturbing. I was perturbed. I really was. I was like, oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. Anyway, so I figured out that there's a connection. There's a connection. I personally, after something traumatic like that happens to you, you either go one way or the other. You either go all the way, nothing, or all out, sexually, and I know this to be true. I wasn't raped as a child. I wasn't molested as a child. I wasn't any of that. I had a good childhood. But I had a lot of friends who were. And my best friends, Shana and Crystal, they don't live in this area, so I feel comfortable saying their names. Their father was sexually molesting them. And I always wonder why they wanted me to come spend the night all the time. And I never realized that he was a pervert, and he would make so many references to my vagina. When I started my cycle at their house. He said, what that makes you now, a woman, and you can, now you can have sex and have babies, things like that. So I never, a lot of people don't think about the backstory or what they actually go through on a daily basis. It's not just the sexual part. And that's why they escape into prostitution, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes trying to relive the situation and turn it another way, where they are, the fathers are pleased with them, you know what I'm saying? And they're looking for that in somebody else, we'll say, per se. So daddy issues. It's true. Are there just some girls that, just use it as a self-medicating technique? I mean, you can use certain situations as self-medication too.
Sex
is one.
Self-medicating also.
Yeah, sex and love. Sex and love addiction. Yes, I myself go to SLAA. That's Sex and Love Addiction Anonymous. It's a real life, addiction, and it's not, it's not to be, laughed at, But back to what I was saying about that, about the sexual, the backstory, the molestation and stuff. They get taught, these little girls, I realize were talked to so badly, tortured, verbally and physically, in their mind. And then you come out here on these streets, you run into these men who are pimps, quote unquote pimps, whatever they want to call themselves. And they have to go through the same thing with them. So now here they have a second chance to please daddy, And I think that's why, they, are so great at, hoeing, because they want to be perfect.
Brutally honest. Wow. Brutal. Brutally honest. Money had said something along those lines. I've interviewed her before, and she said that her mother had given her to a man when she was a toddler, but she had already been molested by a very close family member, and in her mind at that age she had already formatted the thought of, well, hell, what's one more thrown on the pile?
Yep.
I've had so much done to me by the age of 3 or 4 years old. What's one more to throw on the pile?
Absolutely.
So her mother would trade her out at the age of 3 or 4 for rent, to pay the rent. Right. And that stuck with me. That's why we're focusing on that. We're bringing light to that. She said all of her inhibitions or morals, or I don't know how to word it, were gone at the age of 3 or 4. She said, just throw another one on the pile.
Right.
Man after man after man after man, throw another one on the pile.
Yeah.
So she said when that happened to her, it was all one way, and she felt ruined for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Yeah, you do. I agree with the ruin for life statement. Even though, I've never been, molested or like raped, or in my teenage years, I've been raped, regardless of anything, I've been raped. And more than once. And in my mind, I thought to myself, what is another one thrown on the pile after that? The first couple times being raped, I said thank you to the third guy. I was like, thank you, and you have a good day. Okay.
Wow.
Literally.
Wow.
Mechanically, just told the man thank you.
I'm just blown away right now. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
Was that to keep him from hurting you, or so that he could let you go? Or?
I believe it was all of the above.
All of the above.
All of the above. Every questions you can ask, I'm sure it's all
That is
of the above.
wow.
Seriously. Gosh, I wanted to say something else. I just
Lost your train of thought.
lost my train of thought after that. Even
Regina.
I know what it was. After a certain amount of time, I'm like, you already feel like you're nothing, from that point on. But then, being a woman that came into the game late, compared to a lot of other people who jumped off the porch. I jumped off the porch way late compared to a lot of other people I know. I feel still to this day worthless. Like no man will ever want to have me. Like I'm ruined for life, and it has nothing to do with rape. It has to do with giving my body to people over and over again on a daily basis. What's another one on the pile?
Okay. Trying to bring light to it and understand it.
Right.
So what do you think would make you, I don't know, see yourself as worthy of something better?
It's the thing. Only I think learning self-love.
Self-love. Okay.
Is about the only thing that's gonna, learning to love yourself, respect yourself, learning to, care about yourself, and not physically, not even mentally. Sometimes in certain situations, but emotionally and spiritually, you gotta do these things. Then you gotta, only way to do that is to change your behavior. Really, just like they say, like a drug, people, places, and things. You gotta treat this like a drug situation per se. Change the people you hang around, the places you go, and the things that, those things will just trigger certain feelings and thoughts in you.
And you will automatically go back to sex. You want sex in order to cope.
Right away.
Wow.
Right away. Yes.
Okay.
It's a vicious circle. It is. It really is. And yeah, that's why we need more people speaking out, on how they, about the whole thing, about how they feel about it, what got them into it, why they're still doing it. Like, I mean, I know for me, I'm still prostituting because I can't live day to day, and I don't care, how anybody looks at me. I can't live day to day and have to think about certain things. The death of a child, my kids being taken from me, my whole family being taken from me, my husband killing our daughter. I mean, just a lot of things. I mean, I self-medicate and block out a lot of things, and I don't want to, not be able to do it. I just don't want to be unable to do it. I have to be able to do that.
Lynn said the same thing. She said she stays high in order to not sit around and think about those things. So.
Yeah.
Just really heartbreaking stuff. I wanted to know what you felt about that. You still with me?
Yeah. I'm listening. Sorry.
Wow.
I kind of slid on.
Wanted to know what you felt about that. Just stop you and pick your brain. It may be a question that I may add to my list of questions that I usually ask. It's a lightning rod thrown in the room. I had never thought about it.
Yeah.
And Regina and Money had put that on my mind. That is why, and that women, they said, and this is coming from them, not me, women become better prostitutes because they have been raped as a child. So the whole thought behind that is, what's one more? Throw it on the pile with the rest of them. So I'd like to know what you all think in the comments. It's quite a controversial statement that has been made here. I'm aware of that. I'm not a female, but males get raped too, boys get raped too. Let me know what you think. We ask that you all like, share, subscribe, and comment on the video. Please share the video. This is something that needs to have more light shined on it. And this is Maniac Mo, and we are gone. Bye-bye.
Bye.